Remember when Blockbuster had their own award show? Let's go back.
Tamagotchi, the of Y2K.
Award season has come and gone, and it got me thinking about other awards I used to watch with my family that no longer exist. During this rabbit hole, I realized this would make a fun video, and I wanted to watch some of these shows in full. I chose 3 award ceremonies from the past that piqued my interest the most. I sat down with a bucket of popcorn because these 3 award shows I chose I've never watched before, even when I was young. The 3 shows I chose were the American Comedy Awards, the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, and Cybermania 94. They were all an interesting look back at 90s pop culture, featuring some people I forgot were even famous. So grab yourself some popcorn, be ready to thank the Academy, and join me as I look back at some defunct award ceremonies.
Tonight, from the Shrine Exposition Center in Los Angeles, it's the 5th Annual American Comedy Awards.
The first award show I watched was the American Comedy Awards, which first aired back in 1987 on ABC. It concluded in 2001 on Comedy Central. It did have a brief resurrection by NBC in 2014, but that was about it. The award, nicknamed the Lucy after Lucille Ball, was handed out to the year's best in comedy, film, television, and stand-up. The award itself was a comedy mask encased in a crystal rectangular prism. I decided to watch the 5th Annual American Comedy Awards from 1991 simply because that was the year I was born. I soon realized I made the right choice after seeing the opening act. You'll see in just a moment. But I want everyone to know that these awards were brought to you by Sun Chips and Dodge. The awards open with a montage of comedy movies and shows while showing stars arriving on the red carpet. Bea Arthur opens the show, and I assume she was the host, but she's only there to open and close the show, so whatever. I guess there would be a lot of pressure to host a comedy awards show in a room full of comedians. Then guess who comes out?
Mr. Jaleel White.
He whips out his glasses and does the Urkel voice, but that isn't all. Along with the Urkelettes, he convinces Bea Arthur to do the Urkel dance with him. This is exactly why I wanted to make this video. I bet you never thought you'd see these two dancing on stage together. It was something I didn't know I needed in my life, but honestly I feel like a much better person having witnessed it. The first award was for Female in a TV Special, which Lily Tomlin won. This didn't come as much of a surprise to me since they showed her in the intro already on stage. Now here's my favorite category of the night because it made me laugh at the first nominee. Shelley Long presented the funniest actor in a leading role, and I'll just let you enjoy the first nominee.
From the freshman, Marlon Brando.
You know, when I think about Brando, I think about all the laughs I've had watching him on screen. He's like the Charlie Chaplin of his time. Anyway, Brando lost out to the best nominee with Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. He actually gets up there and thanks people like a little professional, his agents, the crew, and finally John Hughes for the script. Now that his brother has an Oscar, do you think they sit on the shelf side by side at the family home?
Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi.
Other winners included Dennis Wolfberg winning Favorite Male Stand-Up and Ellen DeGeneres for Favorite Female Stand-Up. Then they cut to Will Smith in the crowd with a date. You only wish you could shout at him, "Marry her, it's gonna be nothing but downhill from here in your love life." Still looking forward to G.I. Jane 2 though. One of the weirder parts in the show is that there were 3 Lifetime Achievement Awards. The Male Lifetime Achievement Award went to Jack Lemmon, and then Jonathan Winters presented Doris Day with the Female Lifetime Achievement Award, to which he goes on a hilarious rant about how close Doris Day lives to the theater they're currently at, but still couldn't make it. By the way, for some of the younger folks watching this, go check out some of Jonathan Winters' stuff on YouTube, like this bit he does with Dean Martin. Anyway, then Steve Martin and Kirstie Alley present Carl Reiner with a Lifetime Achievement Award, along with those stellar 90s graphics you come to expect.
When I was very young, I used to love to find...
Whoa, how did they do that? Carl's son Rob says a little something, and so does Mel Brooks, who reveals he's not actually Jewish, but wearing a fake nose all these years because there was money in it. Let's speed run through some of the winners. Funniest Male TV Actor was Dana Carvey on SNL for the 3rd year in a row. Funniest Male Performer in a TV Special went to Jonathan Winters. Funniest Supporting Female in a Comedy TV Show went to Estelle Getty in Golden Girls. Funniest Male Performer in a TV Show went to Ted Danson in Cheers. And finally, Funniest Actress in a Motion Picture went to Meryl Streep in Postcards from the Edge. It was overall a fun show to watch and revisit. My favorite parts being Raquel Welch and Macaulay Culkin presenting and him doing the Home Alone scream for Raquel. The short bit with Harvey Korman and Tim Conway was pretty funny, and I nearly forgot to include this, and thank God I have notes. Victoria Jackson's song was incredible.
I used to be a Girl Scout, but that was yesterday. I want to be a slut.
The funniest people at the Comedy Awards, and I'm sure this comes as no surprise to anyone, were Jonathan Winters and Steve Martin. So they get to share my co-MVP award that I just made up now. Now I have to answer the most important question. Should the American Comedy Awards make a comeback? In my opinion, no. It's kind of weird giving awards for comedy since everyone has different tastes, although I guess you could say the same about giving awards for music. The next defunct award show I watched was the annual Blockbuster Entertainment Awards from 1997. I chose this particular show because it was their third time, and I figured any wrinkles in the awards had been ironed out in the previous two. These awards were decided by casting your vote in your local Blockbuster. It ran from 1995 to 2001 and celebrated movies, video games, and music. I'm only learning now there was a music section at Blockbuster, which is wild since as a kid I was probably there at least once a week, but I was usually in the N64 section. There are a whopping 78 awards handed out, luckily not all televised, and some very specific categories. For example, you can vote for your favorite actor in an action film, or vote for your favorite actor in an action-adventure film, or vote for your favorite actor in an action science fiction film, or actor in a science fiction film. You think I'm being repetitive? Well, welcome to the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. The award itself is this plaque that features a film reel with entertainment written across it in the most low-effort award of this video. I'm surprised they didn't just write entertainment across it in a Sharpie. The third annual Blockbuster Entertainment Awards begins with a staggeringly long list of appearances, in which I'll fast forward through right now so you can just see how long it actually was. And try to remember these names because this is one of the award shows where it seems that the winners were told they won because none of the losing nominees are actually there. When I watched this, I knew exactly who was going to win each award because I saw their names on the list or I spotted them in the audience. Then we see a spacecraft hovering over the theater because this year's theme is aliens because of the release of Independence Day, Star Trek First Contact, Mars Attacks, and Space Jam. Don't worry, you're gonna love it. Host Vanessa Williams comes out. She doesn't do a funny monologue or anything, she's straight to business. To be honest, the only thing she does as a host throughout this entire show is introduce the presenters, which I suppose is a bit more than B. Arthur did. But Vanessa Williams didn't dance with Urkel, so... When discussing the winners, it was a pre-recorded event, so the speeches are professional and straight to the point. There isn't much to note, so I'll just speed through some of the early winners. Halle Berry and Jeff Goldblum award Cuba Gooding Jr. the Blocky? I don't think that's what the award is called, but I'm gonna call it that from now on. They award the Blocky to Cuba Gooding Jr. for Favorite Supporting Actor in a Romantic Comedy for his role in Jerry Maguire, which he also won the Oscar for that same year, both awards of equal prestige. Tim Allen presented Goldie Hawn with the Blocky for Favorite Actress in a Comedy for her role in The First Wives Club. Mindy McCready and Andrew Shue present Tony Rich with the Blocky for Favorite New Male Artist. Jada Pinkett and Chris Isaak present Helen Hunt with the Blocky for Favorite Actress in an Action Adventure for her role in Twister. Shaq and Lena Richard present Halle Berry with the Blocky for Actress in an Adventure Drama for her role in Executive Decision. And you can tell Shaq really wanted to be there by his enthusiasm.
Hello. This year's nominees are women who are strong, yet...
And finally, Dwight Yoakam and David Hyde Pierce presented Lou Diamond Phillips with the Blocky for Supporting Actor Adventure Drama for his role in Courage Under Fire. Don't worry, I have more winners to report, but I figured we could use a nice intermission. Throughout the night, the winners are interviewed backstage while the aliens from Mars Attacks dance around in the background. Well, interview is kind of a loose term because, to be honest, it was more about talking about the aliens' demands while the winner just stood there awkwardly.
Now, you'll recall the aliens have demanded their very own award tonight, and now they're demanding better seats. So stay with us for more alien sightings and seating.
This bit continues as the Klingons from Star Trek show up to kick Shaq out of his front row seats. Also, whose idea was it to give Shaq front row seats? I feel sorry for anyone that had to sit behind him. This bit all culminates in the aliens getting their own award, and unlike the other awards, all the nominees are there. The aliens from Mars Attacks, the Klingons from Star Trek, an alien from Independence Day, and this terrible looking Monstar from Space Jam. Oy, they really cheaped out on that one, didn't they? And the winner is... John Travolta! Congratulations! Just kidding, here's who really won.
Oh my God, this is amazing. The award goes to a write-in. The aliens from Third Rock from the Sun.
The aliens aren't fans of these kind of shenanigans and peace out. I wish the losing nominees from the Oscars would do this. This reminds me of Joey on Friends when he loses at the Soap Opera Awards. I'm gonna be honest with you, not much else happens except for performances by Tony Rich, Reba McEntire, and Blackstreet, and they don't even do No Diggity. Let me blast through these final awards and leave my favorite for last to really sum up how wild the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards are. Patrick Swayze presented Reba McEntire with the Blockie for Favorite Female Country Artist. Charles Bronson presented Kurt Russell with the Blockie for Actor in an Adventure Drama for his role in Executive Decision. Damon Wayans and Randy Quaid present Will Smith with the Blockie for Actor in a Science Fiction Film for his role in Independence Day. Damn, our time travel didn't work, we were too late. John Travolta wins Actor in a Drama for Phenomenon and thanks L. Ron Hubbard.
I thank them. LRH.
Blackstreet takes home Favorite R&B Group. Nicolas Cage wins Favorite Actor in Action Adventure for his role in The Rock. And Sandra Bullock wins Actress in a Suspense Thriller for A Time to Kill. However, my favorite moment of the night came in this category for Favorite Actor/Actress in a Family Film. It not only features 3 of the weirdest nominees you'll ever see in a list together, but an even better acceptance speech. The nominees were Glenn Close, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Michael Jordan. I don't think you'll see those 3 names listed ever again together. Glenn Close took home the Blockie for her role in 101 Dalmatians, and just as promised, here is her acceptance speech.
Oh, wait. No.
Mwah! Chef's kiss, saving the best for last. Now that I've made this a thing for some reason, I'm gonna give the MVP award to Glenn Close. She saved what was quite the straightforward, dull show. And do I think the Blockbuster Entertainment Awards should make a return? Well, I don't think Blockbuster is making a return anytime soon, so I would say no.
Cybermania 94, the Ultimate Gamer Awards on TBS.
The final award show I watched for this video was Cybermania 94, not only the first video game award show, but an award for all interactive media. I saved this one for last because I assumed it was going to be filled with incredible nostalgia and corniness. And it did have the corny factor, as every adult involved in the show sounded like the embodiment of the meme "Hello, fellow kids." The show, narrated by William Shatner, was a mess from start to finish. No one seemed to know what they were talking about except for Jonathan Taylor Thomas, who co-hosted with Leslie Nielsen. It seemed as though no one in charge knew what an award show for video games should look like, and they had never picked up a controller in their life. The one seemingly good thing that came out of it was Jeff Keighley, who was a teenager at the time and was part of the production team. He would later go on to create the video game awards we know and love today. This was also a time when everyone was still trying to figure out just what the internet was, and it shows throughout. With that being said, let's get into 1994's Cybermania live from Universal Studios Hollywood. Host Leslie Nielsen and JTT opened the show with guest Hillary Clinton, not really, to plug in the awards and get it started, but that causes an explosion. They go on to explain that this is the only fully interactive award show, and you can vote for the winner of Game of the Year by calling the 1-900 number for only 99 cents or voting on their website. Then we get to the first award of the night, presented by Hilary Swank and Matthew Perry. It's for action, and there are 8 nominees, so I'll just let you know that Doom was the winner, and rightfully so. If you can run your game on Excel or a pregnancy test, then you deserve an award. Leslie then decides to give his Nielsen ratings for video games like Sonic and Donkey Kong, while this guy jumps around in a balloon behind him. Again, the producers don't seem to know what they're doing. That was the whole bit. Throughout the night there are many video packages. There is one about how far games have come, starting with Pong all the way to Mario. Animation in video games is for some reason demonstrated by showing how they did the effects in The Mask. No, not The Mask the video game, The Mask the movie. There's a video on how games are made, and Shelley Duvall introduces a segment about the educational purposes behind interactive entertainment. And it features a clip that really just sums up what I'm talking about when it comes to adults trying to talk to kids on their level.
Learning has become something hip.
You just know this guy was the teacher that would sit in his chair backwards and talk about giving it to you straight. However, the pinnacle of these video packages is a segment with totally real hackers talking about how they're upset that they aren't fully embraced by society, and some people view them as mobsters. This whole segment can be summed up as, hackers are people too, goddammit. Also, we get this guy right here using a power glove to hack.
People that are wanted
by the federal government.
We get a few more awards. Lisa Turtle presents Best CD Game to 7th Guest. Sarah Chalk and Tanya Kaiser present Aladdin with Best Portable Game. By the way, this was a tragic event because somehow Aladdin beat The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Two reoccurring segments throughout the awards are the mayor of Santa Barbara battling against the smartest kid in America, Michael, who at 10 years old already has a college degree, and they play SimCity. If Michael wins, he gets to be mayor for the day. Spoiler, he wins. The other segment is going via satellite to different arcades around the country. They go to Virtual Land in Las Vegas where all the kids ignore the interviewer. Namco Cybertainment in Florida where this kid is from near where I live.
Where are you from? Cole and Jeffrey from Oakville, Ontario.
And down in New Jersey, Will Arnett is on the scene at Sports World asking the kids who they think will win Game of the Year and giving some sweet tips on Double Dragon. More awards are handed out in categories I didn't even know were a thing for these awards. For example, Wacky World of Miniature Golf took home Best Comedy, Peter Gabriel won for Best Musical but couldn't make it to accept the award, SimCity got Best Strategy Simulation Game. Somehow this game, Caesar's World of Boxing, beat out NBA Jam for Best Interactive Sports Game. Best Actor and Actress went to Grace Zabriskie and Robert Culp for Voyeur. By the way, Robert Culp beat out Tim Curry, Mickey Rooney, and Leonard Nimoy. Just saying. Before I reveal what game won Best Game of 1994, let me talk a bit about some of the lowlights. And no, I'm not going to be talking about when Jeff Leibowitz's voice cracks.
Keep you up to date throughout the evening.
There were three things that had me cringing. One was the Leslie Nielsen bits, and don't get me wrong, I love Leslie Nielsen, but the comedy bits had nothing to do with the show and felt out of place. There is one point where Leslie's car alarm goes off and he ends up in a gunfight on the back lot of Universal Studios, which I just chalked up to Universal probably saying, if you want to have your show here, you have to promote some of our attractions. There is also a part where he speaks on the violence in video games as William Regal and Brian Pillman wrestle behind him, only for two little people to join in on the fight. They double dipped on this joke because they also make an appearance earlier juggling and spinning plates. The second lowlight was unfortunately the voice of Roger Rabbit, Charles Fleischer. His jokes were bad, and they went on, and that's coming from someone who makes bad jokes for a living. He did one joke in Binary Code, which was just him repeatedly saying ones and zeros, and then when it came back for him to announce a winner, he continued to milk all the time he had on stage.
But look, it's tape. It's a cyber hoax. Cyber hoax, supposed to be digital, and it's tape. I cannot propose to say this is a hoax, but I will.
Speaking of bombing, Marla Gibbs and the Barbarian Brothers came out to present the Sports Game Award, and I don't know what they were doing.
Right. Award!
Oh boy. The only plus side is it reminded me these guys existed and could work as a possible future video. I want to get more into their 15 minutes of fame one day. While watching these awards, I had no idea what was happening half the time. There were psychedelic dancers and Aerosmith's Tom Hamilton wearing a Reagan mask, to which I wrote in my notes, I don't know anymore. However, the one thing that made me burst out laughing was the most honest moment in the entire 2-hour runtime. JTT turns to ask Leslie a question.
But you know, have you ever wondered how they're made?
No, not really.
Perfect, honest response. Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Who would be the winner of Game of the Year in 1994? It was Mortal Kombat. There's no point in me dragging this out like they did. My MVP for the night was Jonathan Taylor Thomas. He was a pro and seemed to be the only one there that knew what he was talking about. I don't think I need to answer if Cybermania should make a comeback, because the answer is an astounding and obvious yes. Of course, give me more of this. It's what I live and breathe on.
Ready? Good night.
And there you have it, 3 award shows that are no more. It really was a downward trajectory, with the American Comedy Awards being the best, the Blockbuster Awards being meh, and Cybermania being so bad that it was good? Maybe? I'm glad you all came on this trip with me. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out the Remember When community Discord. Find the invite link in the description below. And remember, every like this video receives acts as a signature in support of bringing back Cybermania. Bye everyone.
I want to be a slut.